Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone's had a good week. Mine was significantly more calm this week. It was a good week. Got a lot of stuff done, and the weather's finally much nicer here in New England. It kind of went from like cold, damp, like late winter to now all of a sudden it's summer, because I kid you not, it's almost 90 degrees here. And we have no air conditioning. So if you hear a weird buzz in the background of my stream today, I apologize. I have like a little desk fan going because otherwise I'll be dying. My office goes from really, really cold and I need a space heater to I need air conditioning immediately, because this room has 3 walls of windows, and the roof on this one, it's a flat roof just over this room. So the temperature control in here is a bit questionable. And yeah, it's a little stuffy in here today, but things are good. We got a lot of packing done this week, and I feel like we're in a little bit of a better shape, which is good. So, big things in my life this week. A very happy birthday to my mom. She turned 80 years old yesterday, and I will be seeing her later this week. She's coming up on Thursday, which will be awesome. My brother's coming with her as well, and they're coming to celebrate Max as he goes for his first degree black belt on Saturday. So big week in this house. Let's see, what other things have been going on this week? Trying to think. There was a stitching retreat. Well, there's 2 stitching retreats this weekend. Celebration Needlework was up in Nashua, New Hampshire. I did not go this year, mostly because of honestly, kind of a combination of things. The move kept me crazy. Just getting some packing done. But Max is in those last few days before his test and demo performance and everything. So it wasn't a good time for me this year. Hopefully next year I can get up there. I've seen a few photos popping around on Facebook, and I'm jealous, and it looked like everybody was there, which is awesome. Looked like people are having a great time, which is great too. So hopefully I can join you guys next year, because it's been, gosh, since, well, I think either 2018 or 2019. I haven't been since COVID. So, and I haven't been there since they moved to the new hotel. But looked like people are having a blast, which is awesome. The other retreat that's going on this weekend is a virtual one. It's Spring Mingle, which is held by Lindy Stitches every year. And that's been going on all weekend, and it wraps up tonight. Her next event is the Midsummer Stitch, which is held, I think, the third weekend of July, and that's Saturday and Sunday. So that's a virtual one if anyone needs a retreat. And we've got someone in. Hello, Yarn for More. How are you doing? Nice to meet you. Let me pop in here. Good to see you. And yes, crocheting and knitting are more than welcome. I do cross stitch, but this is an equal opportunity crafting live stream. So, and if you're not crafting, that's okay too. I welcome people who are, just using us to hang out and read or do housework if they need to. Yeah, everyone's welcome. Come on in. Not sure if anyone else is on yet, but I will explain how I do this. It's pretty similar to how a lot of other folks that run the different sprints go. Basically what I do is we will run 3 45-minute sprints. They will be silent sprints. So if you like to listen to audiobooks, or if you prefer to watch TV, anything that you prefer to do while you're crafting and whatnot, that I'm not going to play music or anything. So do your thing. After 45 minutes, we'll be back and we'll chat for a few minutes, stretch, grab something to drink, whatever you need to do, and, you know, just hang out for a bit. And then we'll repeat the sprints 2 more times. And then we'll come back at the end and see where we're at. And sometimes I do a wrap-up sprint for 10 minutes just to make notes. And sometimes I don't. So let me pop on here. Yarn for More is my channel's name. I will check you out. I don't do, well, I have plenty of knitting supplies because my mother-in-law, before she passed, was a knitter and a spinner. So I have all of her stuff, but I have not really learned to knit or crochet, but I have all of her stash. That's on my eventual to learn list. I'm just knee deep in raising a teenager at the moment, so I don't have any more capacity for other crafts, but someday, and especially once, you know, my eyes aren't as good for the cross stitch. Let's see, and you cross stitch too? Very cool. Where are you from? I am currently in Rhode Island, so I'm in New England in the US. How about you? And absolutely. Yeah, no, this is everybody is welcome here. My channel tends to be a little quieter than most, but it's also newer than most. So hang out and chill and oof. Yep, let me get my soda open here because it's very warm here today. All right. Hey Liz, how you doing? Hopefully you're surviving the all of a sudden heat wave going on. Oh, you're in India. Oh wow. Okay. So it's quite early in the morning then for you. It's like, is it about 5 a.m. for you right now? Because I think you're directly opposite. It's 5 o'clock in the late afternoon evening here. So 1700 hours. So hot, about 85. Yeah, that's about where it is here too. I don't think we quite hit 90 degrees, but it's hot, and we don't have our air conditioners in yet. So I was apologizing earlier, but I've got a desk fan set up here because otherwise I'll melt. Because it's a little steamy today. You didn't go to Celebration, did you? I wasn't able to get up there, so I wish I would have, but couldn't do it this weekend. Too much craziness. Your car thermometer said 90. I think mine, the last time I was in the car, it said 88. So, okay. And yeah, I know it's wrapped up now, but it looked like people had a good time. So, oh, all right. So what are folks working on today? I am going to be continuing on pandemic because it's just the never ending. I just can't seem to get myself moving. This is where I'm at on it. So I am going to be spending these sprints getting those other 2 hearts filled in with purple. That's my first goal. And then we'll go from there and see what else I can fit in this afternoon/evening. Let's see. Let me find I have a big pile here because I was frantically trying to find something earlier, so everything in my office wound up in a big pile on top of my work computer. There is the full piece. So I am still working in this corner up here. That's as far as I've gotten. But this one I'm going to be working page to page. So I haven't decided if I'm going to go across or if I'm going to go down yet. But I'm going to kind of go that way. But that's my plan. So that's what I'm doing. Let's see. Liz is working on bows. Sold a lot of bows to a store. She bought half my inventory. Hey, at least you sold it. That's not bad. You know, and making money. Oh, and it's 2:42 in the morning. Oof. My goodness. Either really, really, really early or really, really, really late. Oh, but yes, nice meeting you too. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you on some more. I'm usually here at the same time every single Sunday. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get us started on the first set of sprints, partially because I want to turn the fan up because it's really warm in here. Take care. Liz, what are you working on today? Oh, you said bows. Never mind. It's the heat. Don't mind me. I'm trying to think what else I have to talk about. Oh, next week, I don't think I'll be streaming on Sunday only because we've got Max's demo performance that afternoon at like 2:30. It's kind of like a big performance with multiple people. So I don't think we're going to be home in time for it. So I haven't put anything on the calendar. I may do some pop-up sprints on Monday morning on Memorial Day. Just, you know, as I putter around in the morning since we have the day off. Haven't decided yet. So just keep an eye out there. If I do them, it'll probably be like either an 8:30 or a 9 o'clock to noon sort of a deal on Memorial Day. Plus, I don't think the weather's supposed to be all that great. And then after that, I'll be back to normal schedule. So the following Sunday, I absolutely will be here at 5 p.m. And I think now until the Frogwarts retreat in July, I think my schedule is going to be steady streaming. I might actually have some more pop-ups in there. We shall see. All right. So let me get us. Oh, I forgot to put my timer on again. That's not helpful. Let me get the timer up. I'm a little disorganized today. And Yarn for More was saying that was pretty. Thank you. Yeah, pandemic's one of my big pieces. And she said bye-bye. Take care, my dear. And yeah, all right, let me get the things up. So we will do our standard 3 sprints. Come on. This is why I should not try doing something, 3 minutes before I log on here. Because I forget to get things going. Yeah. I can't believe that this weather has gone from like freezing cold and I needed like 2 sweatshirts and everything. And now I'm like dying. There we go. Okay. Well, since it is a beautiful day, let me switch here to this visual. We'll get this going. It's definitely a day to hang out in the garden. I think we will hang out in the garden. I'm just going to have her relax and read for a little while for the sprint. And all right. I want to stitch, but I have to make bows. I'm sorry, dear. Well, think of it this way. You did some very, very good sales this week, so now you got to restock your inventory. I thought about stitching outside, but there actually is a little bit of wind out there, and it's just enough that I worry that I won't be able to stitch out there. So, and it's kind of clouding over, so I don't know if we're supposed to get some sprinkles or not. So I will hang out here on my desk. But I did get I bought an extra floor art lamp when Joann's was going out of business. And instead of creating it as the floor lamp, I made it as the table clamp. So now I've got like a really, really, really good light attached right to my desk, which is awesome. So I am set to stitch here. Now I just need like one of those webcams so that I can like put it over my hands and I can stitch and people can see what I'm actually doing. But that's for another time and probably another house. So yes, I am jealous of this. All right, let me get us started on the first sprint. And I will see you guys back here in about 45 minutes. Happy sprinting and happy productivity, everybody. All right, everybody. That sprint went fast. How's everyone doing? We were doing some chatty, so I didn't actually get as much done as I thought I would, but that's okay. Let me pause that timer because I have a feeling we will not just be doing 10 minutes of break. I had some floss on there from last night, and so I was like, oh, well, I'll finish that off before I start the purples. So I got in some more of these peachy guys, and now I'm finally starting this heart right there. So that will be my next sprint, is filling that in, and I'm pretty sure I can probably do that entire thing in a sprint because it's, you know, just straight stitching. So and yes, if you came in during last sprint, I apologize for the slight buzz behind me today. I've got a desk fan going because it's very warm in my office today with the heat. So air conditioners will be installed later, but not today. Since by this time next weekend, I think it's supposed to be back at 18 degrees Celsius, about, you know, like high 50s in Fahrenheit. Right back to where we've been all spring. All right, where did I leave off? Because we've been chatting. Let me go back up here. So just as we were going into the sprint, Nicole popped in and said, hey, how are you today? Which, good. And she is just starting for the day, about to set up for some editing, filming, and sprints with Coda. Although hubby will be in the yard today, so I might be muted. That's fair. 'Tis the season, and I know you're getting into autumn, so yeah, everything is, you're getting into all of the fun autumn cleanup. That was me last week on, I think it was like Sunday and Monday. We had some folks come by to, since, you know, we're prepping for the move, we had the professional guys come by to really do just like a good spring cleanup of the yard. And of course, like right as I'm supposed to be getting on a Zoom call, they're coming through here with like the leaf blowers. I'm like, really? So I'm like hiding up in my bedroom trying to do it. Ugh. But yes, so for those who don't know, Nicole will be streaming tonight with Coda, doing book reading sprints. I will link those on during this next sprint for those who want to do those. They start at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and they run until ... I'm not quite sure what time they actually end because I'm well asleep by that time. So they both of them go like hardcore into, well, for Nicole it's during the day, but for Coda it's like late at night. So yes. I was like, I was doing well. It's toasty outside. I don't have air conditioning, so on the desk fan. Yes, old house. I'm hoping that our next house has air conditioning. It would be very, very nice. I haven't had central air now since I was growing up, and 30 years without it, I'm ready for modern conveniences of air conditioning again. And I asked how things were, and Nicole informed me how I'm not able to do basic streaming things and shut off my mic, which I thought I'd done, and apparently I didn't. But so let's see, how often do I stream? Right, and yeah, right now, I'll point out, I'll skip a little bit. I stream this on Sundays. I start at 5 p.m. since we're on summertime right now. I originally started 2 hours earlier than this, which, depending on how things go, maybe I'll switch back to that or just do an extended sprint once winter comes in, because I don't want to go outside when it's all gross outside. So, but yeah, from 5 to 8. And I'm hoping that eventually, once we get past this move, that maybe I can do some sort of a midweek sprint as well. It might not be stitching per se. It might be like just general productivity sprints. Maybe I'll do that with like writing letters or, you know, journaling or something. We'll see. Or maybe it will be stitching. I pointed out that typing is not my ASMR. I am like, right now I'm on a keyboard that's a little bit clacky, but not like one of those super clacky ones. I am not a keyboard sound person. The quieter, the better with the keyboard. The only reason I have this one in here is because my super quiet one keeps going to work with me. So it's in my backpack and I'm just too lazy to take it out. So let's see. Cole's laughing at me. It's like, yeah, I am not a typing person, a typing sound person. She will mark it in her schedule. Thank you. So I can try to be here every week. Been crazy busy in my house. My daughter's coming back home after being in college for 3.5 years. Yeah, I can only imagine. And just the shift back into the mentality of having people all living in the house. It was enough of a switch when our friend Matt moved back in with us. He had lived with us originally when we moved down here, and then he moved away for a while, and then the costs just for apartments got ridiculous. So he moved back in a couple of years ago, and just the transition of having someone back in the house again, it's like, oh, okay. So, and yes, he's coming with us to the next house. So we're trying to find a house that has some sort of an in-law, so he can have his own space, but also still be in the house. But it's a lot to transition back. And then, of course, my mother may move up to New England in the next few years, and she won't move in with us, though. That could be an ugly scene if she and I are in the house for too long together. I love her dearly, but we're both very earth energy and very stubborn earth energy personalities, so we would butt heads like all the time. And she's very like neat Nick, everything super, super tidy, and I tend to be a bit of a whirling dervish of disaster. So that's never gelled well with the two of us. And Nicole asked what time I started, if I'm on Eastern, which I definitely am. And here was my answer, that I start at 5, go till about 8 o'clock. Nicole asked what I was working on today, and I said Pandemic, which I just showed you. That one is by Long Dog, and was appropriately named because she released it during COVID. And I think I started it on time in COVID, and then it just kind of got put away because other stuff just took priority to get finished. So I've got one other Long Dog going. I've got the chess one going. I can't remember the name of it. I'll look it up later. But I've got like, there's like 10 of them I would love to do. But I learned my lesson with Teresa Wensler patterns of not doing too many by one designer at the same time. And especially these big projects. So 2 at a time. That's it. Once those are done, I can start something else. So Nicole was going to do some stitches into Humming of Bees and some fancy work into Birdsville cushion I'm working on. I need to look those up. Hang on. Because I kind of remember what those look like. Oh, that's pretty. Let me, hang on. Let me share a screen here. That's a really, really pretty one. That's not helping me. There we go. There we go. That's Humming of the Bees. That's a really pretty, I love the colors in that one. That's a fun border. Why have I not seen that one before? Yeah, that one's very, very pretty. I like. Okay, so we'll hide that one. and Birdsville Cushion. Is Birdsville Cushion another one of Blackbird Designs? Or is that, oh, there's a few different ones. Is that the Wendy Williams one? Because if it's that Wendy Williams, ooh, that's got color. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. This was in reference to Nicole's daughter moving back in. I heard you stream, she's come back, but didn't get the context before. Definitely a readjustment. Working on Pandemic today. My answer, hoping to get my Whip Go stitch goal on it. 1,000 stitches. I have about 750. For those who don't know what Whip Go is, there's a lady on Facebook who runs Whip Go, which basically is playing bingo with your cross stitch patterns. And let me disappear this. Go away. There we go. Okay. So there's a woman who runs basically a year-long stitch along called Whip Go, and you create your own board for it. And basic bingo board. You can have the center square be a free space. Because I have so many whips, I just throw another one into square 13. So this is my Whip Go board. Then every month she pulls 2 numbers on the 25th of the month for the following month. So, you know, 25th of April, she pulled May's numbers. When square 13 gets called, there's 3 numbers that month, since that's usually a free space. As you can see, the yellow ones are the ones for May, which is And They Sinned, and the Quaker Halloween Sampler. The ones that I have highlighted in, with the exception of Egyptian Sampler, because I still have forgotten to fill that in. The ones that are filled in are the ones I have finished for the year. The ones that are just outlined are the ones that I still need to finish my stitches. You set your own goal, and I decided to do 1,000 stitches on it. Ideally in the month it's called, but obviously that's not always going to happen. So just, I really play it for I want to get 1,000 stitches in on it for the year. And I am a old-fashioned paper pattern person. So I do not use any of the markup charts on tablets. I am literally doing old school paper charts. So highlighter, and I just count after I do stitches and for the day, and just mark what I've done, and that's how I count. I don't count as I go. I do it at the end. And you know, if I'm a little short or I'm a little over, that's okay. But for Whip Go, I'm just trying to get around that mark. You see a lot of progress at 1,000 stitches. It's kind of nice to, you know, just a good feeling. So that's what Whip Go is when I refer to it. And Jared is here. Hello, hello, hello. And she's working on Heaven and Earth today. And she is working on, Nicole asked what Heaven and Earth she's working on, and it was A Christmas Carol by art by Dean Morrissey. Let me grab that one up. Carol. Did you know he actually has a couple of different, oh, there we go. He actually has a couple of different A Christmas Carol ones. There we go. Heaven and Earth site does not do a lot of big pictures. That is not what I was looking for. Hold, please. Do, 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 do. There we go. It's not the greatest of shots, but gorgeous piece. So fun. But yeah, I definitely need to do mine as well. Let me get that off there. All right. And I was asking if I'd seen that one before, and she was like, yes, if you've seen my Instagram, which for those who don't know, this is her Instagram address. If you see the Instagram, you have. Otherwise, I don't think it's made the floss tube rounds before. So very cool. And Nicole was has to move all her furniture to make room for hers. Yeah, fun times. I feel that. We moved 3 big pieces of furniture out just this morning, just so we can start moving boxes and not having a labyrinth of boxes all over our house, because we've packed up the bookshelves. We figured getting the easy stuff done and get it out of the way was the best way to start, because doing the decisions on the other stuff, that's going to take time. You know, I kind of want to be under the pressure getting closer to the move to do that. So I make those fast decisions and get them done, because otherwise I will just like sit and just not make any decisions. So we're getting all the stuff we know we're keeping out of the way. So then I have to make the decisions on the stuff where I'm on the fence. And it's like, fine, we'll just get rid of it. So screw it. We got to get it done. Yes, that is where it felt familiar from, because yes, it was from her Instagram. I had to get up during the sprint because Ambrose, our little floofy cat, was trapped here in my office, and I did not need that going on, because he's the one that goes up against the door and just starts doing the whole pawing at the door thing. And yes, floofs love to get themselves trapped, and then they act offended by it. Yes, and Ambrose in particular, he's one of those cats that he's not happy unless he's being a little growly and a little cranky. So yes, I think he does it on purpose, just so he has something else to growl about. It's just that low, like, kind of I'm huge and I'm vicious growl. That would be him. And yes, her Heaven and Earth is a dominant piece on her Instagram. It's her mother's favorite play and story. She picked it out. Nice. Oop. Keep doing that with my things. There we go. That is a nice project. It is. The Heaven and Earths are so, I've seen 2 of them done. And when they get done, they're just like, they're astounding. Tons of work. But when they're stitched, it's like, I mean, because they are basically a tapestry, you know, you're stitching a tapestry. I should really get my pandemic out. Yes, you should. Come stitch along with me. Maybe we can both get some progress on this thing. Although I probably will be putting mine away after today, just to take a break from it and get one of those other Whip Go projects out. Those are the only projects left, by the way, in my bins right now, are the ones that I have on Whip Go. I kept even the ones that I've done stitches on for the year. I kept them there, just in case, but that's all I've got left in the bins. Those bins will probably get taken apart starting next week. I'll probably reduce it down. So next time you see me, it may only be like 3 high instead of all 5. And yes, Nicole was like, I really should get some stitches into pandemic. It's one of those things that you just got to do a little at a time, because it's so big. You have to just push a little bit of it. And Nicole has a Red Dragon by Jasmine Beckett Griffith that I'm working on for my daughter. I've seen that one. Oh, so pretty. And Tula came in, just pop in, say hi, and tickle the like button before bed. Which, hello. And she said hello to Nicole. And I said hello to her. And Nicole was awesome. The time you start should be able to catch at least half, if not all, of your streams. You're welcome anytime, of course. Nicole said hi to Tala. And I was venting about how I need to restart my Heaven and Earth because I'm not happy with it. I started before I knew about that grid fabric that they now have, the 25 count pre-gridded fabric. So I started on 18 and I used one of the water soluble markers and marked it off. And just, it's not doing it for me. I need to, if I'm going to do it, I really want to put it on a smaller count because I just feel like my stitches look really, really messy with them. Because on 18, I'm using 2 strands and it's not doing my thing. But I haven't even gotten a full page done on it. So it's not like I have to start all the way over from like something that's way started. So we'll get there. But it's like way in the UFO bin for right now. I got plenty of time on that one. And we showed off Birdsville cushion today. I did not catch your Tula's sprints today, so I'm going to have to go and take a peek. I was running around doing errands at that point. And I said that I have Muse of the Midnight Sun going. That's my Heaven and Earth. Tula said asked how I was doing. And Nicole was like, yep, I did mine on 28 even weave, and on the particular one, I'm doing 10 stitch. And that's what I'm thinking I want to do instead. And I would have no problem doing, 28 over 1 or 25 over 1. I just, with 2 strands, it's just not looking good. So I want it to look cleaner. And that I just have to go smaller and count. That's all. And I commented on how doing well. Life calmed down a little this week after last week. Anything would be calmer. Because, yeah, kids going into the hospital and all that kind of stuff. Not calm. And Nicole was thanking for showing her piece. I asked Tula how she was doing. Nicole went off to, do proper self-care things. And Tula's like, oof, that's hot. It's hot. Yeah. I don't, the one thing I will say is it's not humid yet. Like next weekend, the humidity switch will go on. So it's not too humid yet, but it's hot. And right now the breeze is not going the right way through the house. So although we have all the windows open, which is awesome, except for the ones right in front of me that don't open anymore. Oop, 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 oop. Oh, what did I just do there? Hang on. Okay. I just clicked something and I don't know what I clicked. Oop. All right. What did I do? Oh, that's what I did. There we go. My mouse is being hyper. All right. Tula asked how the organizing for moving is going, and it's going. There's a lot. I commented on the heat that it's not great. I have no aircon, so I'm married to my desk fan today. Tula's like, you're more than welcome, Nicole. Show and tell on Sundays on stream, and we'll show anything shared in my Discord, which is good to know. Once I get a couple finishes done, I'll make sure I get them over there. And I said the organizing is going well. Got a bunch done yesterday. Still a ton of stuff to sort. Making progress. Yeah, we moved a huge bookshelf here out of my office, so I've got a nice empty space over here. And after streams tonight, I'm going to move some of my packed storage tubs over there, just so it's not in the middle of the room, so I have room to actually do some of this work, which would be good. We only have a few days of proper heat in the UK. I think I could sure do with AC. Yes. We don't normally, this is pretty warm. We don't normally get a lot of 90-degree days, although we do tend to, or 30 degrees for those of you on, normal non-American temperatures. It usually doesn't get quite that hot here. We're usually a little bit cooler, and this is unusual where we shoot this high this fast. But I've also heard that this summer may be a really, really hot one here in the United States. So, yeah, it may be I'm going to ask my husband to get the window units in next weekend and cheering me on for my progress. And Nicole's like, excellent. I should have more for you to show in the coming weeks, as will I. And Nicole's hoping to get all of the tree finished by the end of June. If it's that piece I was seeing with all of the color, which I think it was, that is gorgeous. And that's fun. Just a lot of color on it. Very, very cool. Chula subway. Whoop. And only work on it a little at a time, but every stitch matters. That's the rule of thumb. Every stitch counts, every stitch matters. So it doesn't matter how much you get done, you just get some of it done. And then Tula said, all right, good night, folks. And both I and Nicole wished her good night. She's probably long gone by now. Yeah. What am I doing? I'm clicking the wrong things on my screen. My goodness. It's a weird day today. And Nicole's like, okay, I'm off my phone and at the computer, so I have you up, Melissa. Oh, God. Now I have to behave. And Susan came in. Hello, hello, Susan. I missed you. Sorry about that. But Nicole didn't. Hello, hello. And she's at 17 Celsius today, which is where I was until like yesterday. I don't mind that weather, actually, because that's kind of cozy weather to me. Managed to finish the daily goal in heaven and earth, so switched to an ornament. Always a good thing. And about to start dinner. Very nice. And Nicole is moving cars around as he is a car guy, and we have cars that need to be moved, so we can move some other stuff around the yard. Fair enough. We are not, we are the car people just for the necessity, but with 3 drivers in the house, our driveway gets a little bit busy. So there's always a little bit of finagling of cars going on. This month we have to by the time the next person starts for Cookie. I believe it. This was in relation to me forgetting to turn off my mic earlier. I do it all the time. I forget to mute and then have a message for friends saying you are not muted. Yeah, there was one of my streams where it was just as I was starting and I forgot I wasn't. Now I have it as it's muted when I start my stream. For this very reason that I didn't. And my husband and I were talking about something and it may have been just a little bit inappropriate for public conversation. I was like, oh, and my friend was like, you're not muted. I'm like, oh man, that just went out to the internet. Oops. So, yes. That's Thursday. Excuse me. That's Thursday, 9 a.m. Australian Eastern for her. And Nicole has a housemate that has a little unit on the back of the house, but his girlfriend has just moved in. So I went from no one in the house to a full house. Oh my God. Yes, you did. Yeah. Yeah. Ours is, yeah, you're fuller than I am. We just have 4. We have, my husband and I and our son, and then our friend Matt, and the horde of cats, all in one cozy little house with a single solitary bathroom. I cannot wait also to maybe have 2 bathrooms in a house. because our house was built in 1900 and is a model of the age. So Liz and her husband are having dinner on the deck. Very nice. Yeah, it's just starting to, like, the temperature is just starting to drop because it's now 6:30 in the evening. So, and the sun is, it's not down, but as you can see, because it's beelining into my eyes here, I have to like sit up so I don't go blind. But it's just starting to get where it's nice again outside. Humming the bees, I'm working on that on my live stream. Okay, yeah. Okay, Birdsville, that is the one I'm looking at. Yeah, the Birdsville cushion. It's really cute. I love that peacock down on in the flowers on the bottom. Let me share that one real quick. Yeah, this is really cute. I love this, the little peacock there. So much color. Very, 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 very cute. In relation to the Christmas Carol, I did not know that. Please do not let my mom find out that there are more paintings from A Christmas Carol. I'll be stitching it forever. You know what though? The one you're doing is the one that you want to do. The other one is I think the other one is just a Santa painting that's just called A Christmas Carol that he happened to do. So you're good. It doesn't relate to the story at all. So you're good. She loves the jasmine designs. They are gorgeous. They are. There's so many heaven and earths that are gorgeous. Liz is like, it's a little early for this heat. Yeah. We usually don't hit this kind of heat until like the end of June. 4th of July weekend can tend to be the beginning of the scorching. So, but yeah, every year is different. Still kind of crazy to think that like 2.5 months ago, we had 40 inches of snow here. It's like, how did this happen? Yeah, we had a normally cold spring. We've had days in the 50s and 60s. We normally hit triple digits in South Louisiana, not LA. We're only going to be in the 80s this week. Okay. Yeah, it's ours has been a pretty cold spring too. It just cold, a little damp, a little rainy, although we've needed the rain because we're in a drought. But I just want like just that like normal like springtime weather where it's just nice. You can sit outside. You're not too hot. You're not too cold. I just want to be able to sit out and like with a book and just enjoy the springtime. But nope, we're going to go from cold and you need a jacket and all the blankets straight up into summer heat is what it is. Mother Nature just kind of does that thing. Yeah, the house that I live in is 110. Yep. And she closed over the years the porch that went around the house. So now we have 4 bedrooms, 2 largest and 2 single rooms, and 1 very small bathroom. Okay, so you're the same way. Yeah, it gets too crowded with 1 bathroom. That's it. Just yeah. Yes, your mother will be fine because it's the other one is just a Santa pattern. It's not Dickens at all. Lots of rain, tons of flash flooding around here. I heard that the South was getting some crazy storms. It's like, fortunately, I'm high off the road. Yeah, we're about a mile from the Patuxent River, but we're not in a flood zone where we are either. Just the road slants too much, so we're okay. And we're a little over a mile inland from Narragansett Bay, so we don't get the ocean surge either, thank God. But I know there's some areas around here that get pounded. Liz asked if there was any nibbles on a buyer. Not yet. We haven't even put the house on the market yet. We right now the plan is that we're just working right now on getting this house settled and like organized and cleaned through, because we've been here for 20 years, and it's a combination of the 20 years. We've inherited 3 parents worth of furniture, actually 4 parents worth of furniture, that some of it's gotten sifted through, but not all of it. So we have a lot of clean out work to do here. We're getting a dumpster in a couple of weeks so we can really start doing some serious work. We are planning on starting to go and look at houses when my son finishes school for the year, and that will be at the end of the 3rd week of June. But everything has to go together for us, because our down payment for the new house is going to be dependent on this house. And so there's a lot of moving pieces with all this. So we're not even there yet. But the hope is that we're going to have this house on the market by the middle of the summer. Our original plan was we were going to try to get moved before school started for Max right around the end of August, beginning of September, but that might have been a little ambitious. We'll see, but I think that might be a little too ambitious. But you know, it's coming. It's just, it's a lot. We have, son, we have a lot going on, but we'll get there. Slowly but surely, we will get through this house and get everything sorted and be ready to move. Your last day is Thursday. Woohoo! I love my kiddos. We are all ready for a break. I believe it. And I'm very envious that you get out before Memorial Day. We had 2 days added to the year. So the official last day is the 18th of June. So he'll be out for 19th. Max, since he was out of school this past week, but because of the hospital and all that kind of stuff, is currently doing state testing on his own, which is great, you know, getting pulled out of class to go do testing and catch up to everybody else. But yeah, he's ready for school to end too. I think everybody is getting to that point. And my students are acting like siblings on a long road trip. I believe it. I think Max's school will probably be there in a couple of weeks. So, all right, I need to re-angle myself until the sun goes down. So I'm going to get us started. I'm going to get us started on our next sprint, just so I can back up from this and let the 15 minutes of sun craziness go. And I will see you guys back in 45 minutes, and we will continue chatting. All right. Let me get us into our sprint here. Because, yeah, I'm going to go blind from this if I don't fix it. Because, oh my goodness, it's bright. Okay. We do this. All right. Happy sprinting, everybody, and I'll talk to you in 45. All right, everybody. Hello, hello. I am no longer going blind, which is good. The sun has gone down to the horizon and I can see again, which is good. Sorry, I kind of cut into that last sprint a little fast, but it was like, all right, my eyes are killing me. How'd you do? I did well. I'm getting that one purple. I'm working on this purple heart down here right now, and we'll definitely have that filled in pretty quickly the next sprint, and then I'll start working on this one over here. And by the end of tonight, I think I will be able to finish this motif, because once sprints end, I will, keep doing these little thingies and make everything look like this one up here. So it'll be good. And I'll get this one done, and that should easily get me to the 250 or so that I need to finish up my Whipco stuff. So let's see where we are on chat. When we left off, it was, let's see, that she started school in Louisiana the first week of August, which it just astounds me that the South starts that early in the year with how hot it is down there. And like we get to stay off until after Labor Day. That's true. We actually start usually, well, it's kind of bounced around. One year it was after Labor Day, and now he starts, I think, like the Tuesday before Labor Day. But yeah, it's always like much, much later than they do down in the southern US. That's for sure. But yeah, New England has always been a lot later in the year, which I'm not quite sure why. Anyway, and yes, poor kiddo, that sucks. I loathe state testing. Yeah. I mean, this is, one of the joys of the current U.S. school system, whether good or bad. But yeah, he did part of his RICAS. He's doing math RICAS right now. So Rhode Island pulled the tests from Massachusetts just north of us because it's one of the more comprehensive and tougher ones in the country. And I'm not sure if they're just like using the same test, but in a different year, or how they're doing it. But ours are completely based off of the ones that they do in Massachusetts. So we could, instead of MCAS, which is what Massachusetts is, we have RICAS for our state abbreviation. And I vented about the sun. And I was like, it was blinding me for life. And yes, it sure looked like it. Yeah, it was. I'm going to need to make sure that I put I've got a couple of spare shade hangers, so I'll make sure to put those there for my streaming for the rest of the summer, or I'll be finding other places to stream. But oof, that was deadly. So dinner was calling. I'm calling a family to come eat. Good night, everybody. Made one sprint. I hit 2 daily goals, which is awesome. Congrats. And I thanked her for coming. Good night. Thanks for coming to play for a little bit. And hooray for meeting goals, which is always good. And Liz has gotten 15 sets of bows to glue. Now she can stitch. Congratulations. So, hey, people are making progress on things tonight. That's awesome. Very, very good. I'm happy with what I'm doing too. And it's been a good weekend just overall of progress. So the house is looking like we're making progress, which is good. I'm going to get us going in the last set of sprints in just a little bit. And a Pearl just popped in. Hello, my dear. How are you doing? And no worries. I figured you were probably at something with your son, so it's all good. It's Sundays. But yeah, my schedule's been so weird lately. Don't worry about it. I won't be next Sunday again. But then I'll be steady after that for several weeks. So starting on, what's that? Hang on, let me get the calendar out. I'm actually, tonight I may post my schedule. I might prep all of my upcoming ones. But starting on the 31st of May, I am fully planning on doing sprints all the way through 4th of July weekend on Sundays. So I'll have 6 of them in a row with no interruption, which will be really, really good. That will be awesome. And then I have Frogwords, which is a retreat that I'm heavily involved in, and I won't be here on the 12th of July. Crazy to think that it's like we're almost in June. What is going on with life these days? Okay. But yes, good to see you, my dear. And don't worry about it, because I wasn't able to come to your sprints this week. And sadly, this week I have to go into my office on a Tuesday because we're having like a big all hands meeting. So I probably won't see you. I was like, oh, I'm not in the Bible today, so I wasn't even looking. Aw, well, that's okay. But yeah, I think part of it's because I think I got my May sprints up a little late. So I'm going to make sure I get my June ones in either tonight, or I'm going to make sure to get them in, get them up and posted as scheduled by like the end of tomorrow night. So yeah, that was partially my fault because I just didn't get things posted. So, but I'm sure with all the kooky sprints and all that, things are just, with all the schedules, they're just a little bit crazy. So I'm trying to get together a day of stitching here on the island. Let me know. I will try to make it, because I would have no problem coming down to Long Island and doing some stitching. I've actually never been to Long Island. Can you believe it? I would not mind taking the ferry over. So, ew, why are they making me go to the office? For reasons. Who knows? A lot of it, it's part of this convincing that we do more collaboration and stuff when we're in person together, which, okay, fine, but it is what it is. I only have to go 2 days a week, and normally I go Wednesday, Thursday, but since we're doing this big all hands meeting town hall thing on the Tuesday, I don't have to go in on Thursday this week, which works out really, really well. So for a lot of different reasons with scheduling. So I'm not going to complain. Pearl's like, I'm also sprinting on Friday this week. This week I can't make Friday. But starting next week, I definitely can. My mother is coming up to visit on Thursday night this week. She's staying until Sunday morning. And we're doing a combination of her 80th birthday celebration. Her 80th birthday was yesterday. And kind of a mutual Mother's Day thing. And we're also, Max's test is we're finally here. So his test is on Saturday. So she wanted to come up for that for him, which is awesome. So, but then on Friday morning, I'm going to take her up to the towns that we're thinking of looking for houses in, because she's not familiar with New England and the towns. So I just want to drive her around a little bit so she gets an idea of where we're thinking. And I'm sure she's going to be like, oh, you need to look here. And I'm giving like, that's great, Mom. I can't afford that town. It's like, I would love to live there, but all those houses are over $1 million, and that's really not in my price range. The ones that are supposedly in my price range, I don't feel like they're in my price range. So, and Liz is saying, we'll do about her stitching day. Awesome. And hopefully October. Okay. My October tends to be kind of busy, but I will definitely try to make it. Actually, it's not as busy this year. I take it back. The first weekend of October is Stitch New England. So I'm busy there. And then Saturday the 17th. Oh, you can stop. Hang on. We've got over our 10 minutes again. Pause. Pause. There we go. Okay. The 17th of October, I have to host for the Tudor Rose Sampler Guild. I don't know what time that's going to be yet, though. Fox and Rabbit is teaching a class for Tudor Rose, and they are designing a sampler for us. So we're going to be getting info on that, I think, in the next month or so. But because they're in Australia, I'm sure there's going to be like some funky time scheduling going on with that. But I'll let you know what my schedule is because I would love to come down. Of course, everything is, dependent on move stuff. But yeah, I would love. I haven't seen you in a while, so I would love to see you. Lou's like, okay. All right, so since we went over that 10 minutes, I'm going to get us started on this final sprint. I'm going to continue working on Pandemic, and you guys do your thing. Pearl, let me know what you're working on today, what you're knitting on, and or whatever else you're working on. And I will see you guys in 45 minutes. All right? Happy sprinting, everybody. Let me get the timer back up here. All right. And we will resume. See you guys in 45. All right, everybody. Hello, hello. Okay, so I didn't quite get as much stitching done as I wanted to this past sprint because my husband made dinner, so I enjoyed dinner with him, and also got out of my office for a little bit just to take a break because it's still very, very hot in here. And actually, let me turn my fan down a little bit here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so I didn't get that heart done, but I'm going to continue working on it tonight. So it's all good. Okay, so I'm not going to do a wrap up sprint tonight, but I just wanted to chat because there's a little bit of, conversation of what's going on for sprinting and whatnot. So let me go into our chat here. Right before the last sprint, Liz was talking about hosting a stitchy day coming up October-y, and I said definitely keep me in mind, which is cool. Okay, then Pearl was making little sleeping bags for a knit doll. I'm knitting like the wind to get it done. Very cute. And Solar Winds came in. Hello, hello. Our chat was a little quiet as things wound down, but I think Nicole, who is sprinting with Coda, I provided that link. She had to take off to go do that stuff. And but it tends to be a little bit busier earlier, and then people start kind of drifting off for dinner and stuff. So, but yeah, I start at 5 o'clock when I sprint, and 5 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, I always forget that not everyone is on Eastern time. But yeah, 5 o'clock US Eastern. I will not be here next Sunday because of a family schedule thing, but then I definitely will be back for the 31st of May and should be very consistent with that going forward for several weeks. I'm going to get my schedule together later tonight, and I will book everything out for June. So you'll see all of them. I'll probably actually do all the way through Frogwarts, which is the second weekend of July, just so that they're up and out of there, and ready to go. I am going to try to do like a pop-up sprint next Monday on Memorial Day here in the US, but it'll probably be like a morning coffee chat sprint. So stay tuned. I just kind of want to feel things out here at the house first before I confirm that. But if I do one, it'll probably be 8:30 in the morning Eastern time until like 11, just to hang out, chill, have coffee, that kind of a thing. So okay, let me and I was like, yep, we were super chatty earlier, but folks are mixed between supper and daily chores depending on where they are, and I won't be streaming tomorrow. Okay, and everything that I just said. Yes, I'm still sprinting, although we're wrapping up. So, kick the family out. Very good. Back to stitch a little more before cleaning the kitchen. Very nice. And yes, we had burgers and corn on the cob, which was my son's first corn on the cob since he'd had his braces on. So he'd gone over 2 years without corn on the cob. And granted, it's not like the end of August corn on the cob when it's really, really, really good, but it was still pretty darn good. So you went for easy. I made spaghetti. I respect that. That'll probably be tomorrow night. And Pearl said, hello. And we have hello back to Pearl. Let's see. Solar Winds, is your live streaming page on YouTube? Facebook is not available to me. Yes, I have everything on my YouTube, and I posted it there. And I'll also make a post with my YouTube channel. I do cross post it to Facebook, but pretty much everything is kept. The originals are all kept on YouTube because Facebook eventually erases everything, and Restream, which is the platform I'm using since I'm on the freebie version, also eventually erases everything. So all of the permanent stuff is over on YouTube. There have been thoughts about me starting a Discord, but I'm not there yet. I just don't have the capacity to get all of that up and running. So that's a post when I move house thing. I'm kind of playing around with it though, just so I can figure out my way around Discord. But it, for some reason, I am showing my age and I'm a little bit confused with it. I don't know. I'll get there. All right. And then I shared some links. So Coda and Nicole, who was on here earlier, they are doing reading sprints tonight with a lot of chatting in between the sprints. They tend to do 90 to 2 hour sprints. So, and they go late. So if you are not on US Eastern time, if you're in one of the other US time zones, or you are elsewhere in the world, Nicole is in Australia and Coda is somewhere here in the US. I can't remember exactly where. But they will be going until. There have been a couple of times where they've been sprinting and I wake up in the morning and they're still going. So Katie, who is also doing reading sprints tonight, she literally just started a 90-minute sprint just a few minutes ago. So you get a really nice long one going. And Liz is working on her Long May She Wave on the 7th stripe. Very nice. Congrats, congrats. And finished dinner with the family and did a row of heart hanger. That's on my list of things to learn how to do. I've never done it. And I'm a little intimidated by it because I'm afraid to cut my fabric. But that is on my goals for later. So you may see me freaking out about it post-move. And Solar, sorry, I meant to ask where your live schedule page is. Facebook. I have no access. Okay. So you need it on Facebook, or you don't have access to Facebook? If you're on Facebook, let me hang on. Get you my Facebook link, and you can send me a private message. Okay. If you're on Facebook, this is my Facebook link, and feel free to come and drop me a line there, and I can also give you the plans. That's just my personal Facebook. I don't really have I don't do this for like any sort of a businessy thing, so I don't have like a official page or anything. This is just me doing it hobby-wise. Okay, let's see. Pearl is finished her knitting for the day. 20 more rows left for the morning. I'm going to head to bed with my little dog and my book. Enjoy, my dear. And yes, Pearl sprints on Tuesdays and Fridays this week. Let me get Pearl's page. Okay, here's Pearl. Oop, I don't want it on that page. I want it over here. Okay. So there is Pearl, and yes, she'll be starting on Tuesday at around 11 in the morning Eastern, and she runs for several hours, and then she's also now started on Fridays. And if I believe it or not, there's bingo on Fridays. So, oh, you don't want to see my, okay. I'll drop the Discord link, but it's a freaking basic disaster. Oh, where is it? It's I don't know if you want to see my Discord right now. Hang on, let me copy the link. Oh, for crying out loud. All right. I've put it together, but it's not like I don't have all the stuff set up. So there's the Discord. But I'm still kind of plunking around with it. Yeah. Okay, we have, there we go. We have Pearl stuff is 11 to 5 on Tuesday and 12 noon till 8 on Friday. And yes, definitely go hang out with Pearl. And her chat is much more active than mine is. All right. So I also found someone, I don't know Rosalie, but I saw that she was crafting. They've got 4 people who are just hanging out knitting, it looks like. So if you just want a knitting crew to try out, and yeah, I found a great playlist on YouTube that really helps. Reach out when you're ready. Here, let me actually, the really good one is the BookTube group. And that's this spreadsheet that's kept up by Christina, I believe is the main, this is the BookTube Bible. I noticed that I think they, in error, Pearl, by the way, they put my one for the 31st is labeled as my May 17th one. So I think she just put it on the wrong page. I think that's why things got screwed up this week. But in any case, it's all good. Okay. Let me go back here. Okay. And we verified that, yeah, she has no access to Facebook. It's like I rewatch every time I'm ready to cut because I'm a chicken. Same. Okay. I think that just about catches me up as I'm tossing links in. But yeah, my Discord is there's nothing there right now, but you guys can come in and, you know, take over the place if you want. Feel free, but I'm still learning it. And yeah, so this is the BookTube Bible. And it has pretty much everyone who's sprinting on reading sprints and some of the AuthorTube sprints. And it's kept up really, really, really well. So that right now is updated all the way through June 1st. And that's about it. All right, so guys, I'm going to wrap up since it is 8:30 here. And I want to make sure that I get those sprints posted before bedtime tonight and just kind of do a couple more things before getting ready for the work week. But hey, it'll be short work week because I'm going to be taking Friday to go tour with my mom for potential house locations. So fingers crossed. All right. Oh, Pearl just said she's filling in for Alicia on Fridays till she is back in the swing of things. Awesome. And bingo on Friday evening with happy mail prizes. Woohoo! So yes, I won't be joining you this Friday, Pearl, but starting next Friday, I will be there. And especially since Max will be done with in theory, Max will be done with black belt class. So I won't have to disappear on Fridays from like 6:30 to 7:30. All fingers crossed. Random aside, if folks do want to see what Max had to put together a video for his martial arts black belt journey, parts 1 and part 2 was this week, but let me pull things up. So his original one, this was like a year and a half ago. That's when he was going for his original black belt. And then the one that we put together, or translation, Mom put together. Let me just get this sucker up. It's going to get loud for a moment. Oh, good. It didn't get loud. And then the one that, because I did his homework, that is his current one from black belt to his current test. So fingers crossed that will be on Saturday. I will let everybody know how he does because he has been working his ass off for this thing. And it's an intense test. It's 2 hours long. And yeah, so if I don't see you Have a wonderful week, everybody. And yes, thank you, Pearl. I'll try to pop in at least once and say hi. I just won't be able to hang out for too long, but I'll do a little stealth thing from work probably on Tuesday. Just shh, nobody tell. All right. So have a great night, everybody. If you're in the U.S., have a wonderful Memorial Day if I don't see you next week. And, love your families. Remember why we all have this day of remembrance. And until next time, take care, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye.